Hello, my name is Frankenstein, and I am going to be reading The Fright Club by Ethan Long. To all my friends in dark places, it was the night before Halloween when Vladimir called one last Fright Club meeting to go over Operation Kitty Scare. Quiet, everyone, quiet. We have a lot to do. Suddenly there was a knock, knock, knock at the door. Vladimir peered out the peephole. Oh, look, an adorable little bunny. The bunny had no time for small talk. May I join the Fright Club? You in Fright Club? That is such a cute idea. But I am afraid Fright Club is for monsters only. Now shoo. And the bunny hopped away. Vladimir got back to business. Now, where were we? Oh yes, who's been practicing their ghoulish faces? Oh, me, I have. Blah, blah, went Virginia. Pfft, went Sandy. Wowza, wowza, went Fran. Vladimir just shook his head. Those faces wouldn't scare a daddy long legs. Why haven't you been practicing? I've been practicing. Everyone gathered around Mumford. 1, 2, 3, pop! Boring. Then there was another knock, knock, knock at the door. What do you want? My name is Frances Fox, public attorney. My client states that you denied her inclusion into your so-called Fright Club. That's because Fright Club is for monsters only. Why? Because only monsters are frightening? Of course, that is exactly why. Slam went the door. Vladimir tried to refocus. Does anyone have any scary moves? The monsters definitely had some pretty scary moves, but not in the way Vladimir had hoped. Bam, bam, bam went the door. Hiss, moan, boo, we can scare too. Hiss, moan, boo, we can scare too. Vladimir slammed the door behind him. What are we gonna do? Nothing. If you ignore cute little critters, they eventually will go away. But the critters did not go away. Moan, cackle, 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 growl. Woo, blah, blah, blah. Now may I join Fright Club? Yeah, me too. And me? Yes. Turns out, not only monsters make ghoulish faces, scary moves, and chilling sounds. And when it comes to scaring, the more the merrier. So when Halloween arrived, Fright Club was ready. Vladimir was sure that Operation Kitty Scare wouldn't be just good, but it would be scary good. In dark places. It was the night before Halloween when Vladimir called one last Fright Club meeting to go over Operation.
Hi everyone, my name is Allison and I am a resident of Highland Park and a volunteer for HPTV. I'm here to read you A Very Brave Witch by Allison McGee and illustrated by Harry Bliss. You're not going to believe this, but poof! I'm a witch! My favorite holiday? Well, what do you think? That's right. Halloween. I love the decorations, and I especially love the costumes. You might not believe this, but most witches are afraid of humans. Did she say humans? Why? Because, well, humans aren't green like us. I'm not afraid though. I've done my research. Here are some facts. Strange, but true. Most humans are afraid to fly. Most humans do not wear pointy hats. Humans rarely are known to cackle. Nothing too bad, except You know, the green thing. It's time this brave witch took a closer look. Hang on, kitty, we're going in. Listen, what's that I hear? Those humans saying, trick a tree? No one can trick a tree like me. Swoop, vroom, zoom, yikes. Oh, I dropped the, oh God. Are you okay? A real human. Sweet costume. That was quite a spill. I'm being touched by a human hand. I've always dreamed of flying. Flying? Have I got a treat for you? Hop on. Some witches, the very brave ones, are not afraid of humans. And some humans, the very brave ones, are not afraid to fly. Happy Halloween!
Hi, I'm Misty Crawford, and today I'll be reading The Bones of Fred McPhee by Eve Bunting. There's a skeleton high in our sycamore tree, high as high can be. He was hung up there by my sister and me, high in our sycamore tree. His bones are white, and he's long and lean there in our sycamore tree. His teeth are the biggest we've ever seen, grinning at Jessie and me. We brought him home from the harvest fair and named him Fred McPhee. He looks so scary dangling there, high in our sycamore tree. He isn't real, but it's hard to tell. He's plastic head to toe. But all of his bones are joined so well, no one would ever know. At night, when the wind howls overhead with ghoulish, ghastly glee, our skeleton dances the dance of the dead, there in our sycamore tree. We'd like to take a peek out back, but who knows what we'd see? We hear those bones go clickety-clack, the bones of Fred McPhee. Our old dog Sam once snapped at flies around our sycamore tree. Now Sam stays home, and the flies don't rise. It's such a mystery. Our rooster used to crow all day up in our sycamore tree. Now the rooster's gone, and the hens won't lay since we got Fred McPhee. A great horned owl with yellow eyes sits in our sycamore tree. When we look up, those gleaming eyes are all that we can see. We'll let Fred hang till Halloween. He won't come down before. We'll hide him where he can't be seen till Halloween comes once more. The dark is dropping like a cowl. There's no star to be seen. What's wrong with Sam? We hear him howl this night of Halloween. The morning's bright and filled with light, but where's Fred McPhee? His bones have vanished in the night, gone from our sycamore tree. Did someone come by dead of night with only the owl to see? Did someone come by pale moonlight and cut down Fred McPhee? There's a mound below that's long and lean beneath our sycamore tree, and the mound is brown, not frosty green. We know what it might be. We know it's not a grave out there on the slope beneath our sycamore tree, but who could it be that cut the rope that held up Fred McPhee? The grave sinks low, and we mark the spot with pebbles and shells from the sea. We hope that Fred will like it a lot and sleep contentedly. But when the wind howls overhead and shakes our sycamore tree, we hear them dancing the dance of the dead, the bones of Fred McPhee.
Hi, I'm Jad, and I'm the literary curator for Collab Arts in New Brunswick, and I'm here tonight to read you a story by Paul Galdone called The Teeny Tiny Woman, a ghost story. Once upon a time, there was a teeny tiny woman who lived in a teeny tiny house in a teeny tiny village. Now one day, this teeny tiny woman put on her teeny tiny bonnet and stepped out of her teeny tiny house to take a teeny tiny walk. And when the teeny tiny woman had gone a teeny tiny way, she came to a teeny tiny gate. So the teeny tiny woman opened the teeny tiny gate and went into a teeny tiny churchyard. And when the teeny tiny woman had got into the middle of the teeny tiny churchyard, she saw a teeny tiny bone on a teeny tiny grave. And the teeny tiny woman said to her teeny tiny self, "This teeny tiny bone will make me some teeny tiny soup for my teeny tiny supper." So the teeny tiny woman put the teeny tiny bone in her teeny tiny pocket and went home to her teeny tiny house. When the teeny tiny woman got back to her teeny tiny house, she was a teeny tiny bit tired. So she went upstairs to her teeny tiny bedroom. Then the teeny tiny woman got into her teeny tiny nightgown and put the teeny tiny bone into a teeny tiny cupboard. And then the teeny tiny woman climbed into her teeny tiny bed and went to sleep. When the teeny tiny woman had been asleep for a teeny tiny time, she was awakened by a teeny tiny voice from the teeny tiny cupboard. The voice said, "Give me my bone." The teeny tiny woman was a teeny tiny bit frightened, so she hid her teeny tiny head under the teeny tiny covers and went to sleep again. When the teeny tiny woman had been asleep again for a teeny tiny time, the teeny tiny voice from the teeny tiny cupboard said again, a teeny tiny bit louder, "Give me my bone." This made the teeny tiny woman a teeny tiny bit more frightened, so she hid her teeny tiny head a teeny tiny bit further under the teeny tiny covers. When the teeny tiny woman had been asleep again for a teeny tiny time, the teeny tiny voice from the teeny tiny cupboard said again, a teeny tiny bit louder, "Give me my bone." This made the teeny tiny woman a teeny tiny bit more frightened, so she stuck her teeny tiny head out of the teeny tiny covers and said in her biggest teeny tiny voice, "Take it." After that, she put her teeny tiny head back under the teeny tiny covers, and all was quiet. The end.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mayor Gayle Brill Mittler, Mayor Gayle, and today I want to read one of my favorite holiday stories, Froggy's Halloween by Jonathan London. For Froggy, Halloween meant candy, but it also meant dressing up. And he wondered, what should I be for Halloween? I know, cried Froggy. I'll be Super Frog, flying high over the city, faster than a dragonfly, stronger than a bullfrog. No, something spooky. I know, cried Froggy. Ghost frog. He poked 2 holes in his mother's best white sheet and draped it over his head. Ooh. No, something scarier. I know, cried Froggy. Vampire frog. He put on his black cape, swoosh, pulled on his mom's black tights, zup, put on his slick black wig, zut, and said in his best Dracula voice, "Trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. I'll pull down your underwear." "Froggy," called his mother. "What?" "Halloween's not till next week. You're supposed to be doing your homework, dear." "I am Count von Frogula," said Froggy. "Vampire frogs don't do homework." Froggy's mother laughed. "Vampires have fangs," she said. "You're a toothless wonder." "Oops," cried Froggy, covering his mouth. So, all week at school, Froggy wondered, what should I be for Halloween? A football player? A cowboy? A zombie? "Froggy!" cried his teacher, Miss Witherspoon. "What?" "Kindly keep your mind on your work, dear." But his mind was on Halloween. Every day after school, he got ready. He carved crazy pumpkins. He hung sticky spider webs. All over the front of his house, he hung his mother's sheet like a ghost in the wind. And he practiced, "Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear." At last, it was the night before Halloween, and all through the house there were creaking sounds and scratching sounds. Froggy was scared. He shivered in bed and imagined ghosts and goblins and werewolves and witches. "Witches, zap! I know," cried Froggy. "I'll be the Frog Prince for Halloween." And in the morning, he put back on his black cape, swoosh, pulled on his mom's tights, zup, put on his black wig, zat, plunked on a gold crown, zunk, and flashed his mighty sword. Ta-da! At the Halloween parade at school, all the girls thought he looked cute, especially Frogalina. And that night, when the dark crept in and all the ghosts and goblins crept out to trick and treat, Princess Froggalina leapt out and chased after the Frog Prince to give him a kiss. "Eek!" cried Froggy. He was never more scared in his life. He leapfrogged over his mother, he leapfrogged over his father, he leapfrogged over his friend Max, and flopped up Max's steps, flop, flop, splat. He tripped on the porch, and Froggalina fell on top of him. Oh no! The door flung open, and uh-oh, there stood the wickedest witch in the world. "Trick or treat?" squeaked Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. Luckily, Froggalina ran away, and the witch turned out to be Maxie's granny. And that Halloween, Froggy got tons of candy, but his sword had torn a hole in his candy bag. And by the time he got home, uh-oh, his candy was all gone. "Oh no!" cried Froggy. "What's the matter?" asked his mother. He showed her his empty bag. Oh no, an empty Halloween bag. "Well, you're in luck," said his mother, holding up a bowl full of candy. "I guess nobody liked my treats." And what do you think she gave him? Chocolate covered flies! Cried Froggy. "My favorite munch, crunch, munch." Happy Halloween, everyone!
Hello, my name is Fania, aka Lollipop, and I'm going to read The One Who Invented Trick or Treat by Shel Silverstein from Where the Sidewalk Ends. Yes, I invented trick or treat so you could fill your mouth with sweets, candy bars and lemon drops, marshmallows and Tootsie Pops, butterscotch and bubble gum. Hold out your hand, they'll give you some. Chocolate kisses, jujubes, sour balls, and jelly beans. Have a cake, some cookies too. Take a couple, grab a few. Peppermint sticks and Mary Janes, licorice whips and candy canes. Slurp some soda. Munch a pie. Don't let those M&Ms go by. Chew that toffee. Munch those treats. Get that caramel in your teeth. Then come see me. I'll be here. I'm your friendly dentist, dear. The end.